Welcome, sisters of the world. This is DeAnna of Red Tent in Every Neighborhood, and today I wanted to allow us to go in and to take a moment to be quiet. There is so much going on, so much chaos in the world, so much pulling us this way and that way out of center. So let's start with lighting a candle. And let's see. All right, I'll put it down. I wanted to work with the tarot deck today because what happens in times when we are out of center is that we're not finding our insights, our answers inside. We're just pulled all the way and are losing our ground, are losing our center. So over the years, I worked with various and sundry decks. I had the favorites over the years. At the moment, the one that I favor the most, that I've been working with for a while, is the Zen Tarot cards. They are very grounding for me, very balanced. I already took them out of the pouch, but I want to show you the pouch that I keep them in, which is, this used to be the purse, the coin pouch of my partner's grandfather. So this is, our ancestors are with us. So this is where I keep my cards, and I would love to hear from you. In the chat, I was asking you what decks you worked. Amanda is saying she likes the soul cards. Wonderful. Yeah, I haven't delved into them in a deep way, but I know of them. So over the years, I worked with one of my favorites that I worked for years with was the Mother Peace Tarot cards. They are a round deck. But right now, what I'm working with are the Zen Tarot decks. I'm sitting here with both my computer desktop and my phone, so I'm going to see if you can see those cards on both. So I invite us, first of all, to close our eyes and to go inside, to breathe out anything that doesn't belong to this moment, to breathe out any fear of the future, to breathe out any anxiety about what's going on in the world right now. The anxiety is not serving us. Yes, a lot is going on, and yes, a lot of it is atrocious, but being anxious about it does not serve us or the planet or the balance on our planet. And taking a moment to put your hand on your heart and one hand on your womb, and just breathing, inviting the petals of your womb to open, the petals of your heart to open, and to seek guidance, to seek inspiration, to seek a message. We ask collectively to receive wisdom about what we need to know in this moment in time on earth to contribute to more balance, to more groundedness, to changing of the tides towards balance, towards equality, towards oneness and unity across divides and differences. We seek guidance in knowing what is our next step, each in our lives and collectively, towards more balance, individually and globally. So I'm going to shuffle the cards I've shuffled them before, but I want them to be shuffled with the intention of this moment in time. So if you have a deck, I invite you to shuffle it as well. And to be open, as I am opening myself now, to the moment where I'm guided to stop or to have some card jump at me. You haven't seen it on that screen, but one of them jumped at me, and those that jump, I listen and I accept. So here is the one that jumped out of the card deck. I'm going to put the deck to one side, and this is the card that jumped. Let's look at it together. Schizophrenia. Interesting card. Schizophrenia. Do you see how it is pulling us two ways? How someone is being, let's see, I'm going to try to show it on both screens. That's on my desktop. And that's here on my phone. So this card speaks of being torn, being pulled, and so many of us are feeling pulled into two directions and torn. So at this moment, yeah, Amanda saying, so interesting for these times indeed, exactly. So I was asking for guidance on the next step of bringing balance. And what we saw at the moment, what we see is a picture of what is, not where we're going, but what is right now. That stretch that we all or most of us feel between two polarities, between two opposites, between two conflicting positions, opinions, ways of being, solutions. So that's what is given to us right now as a picture of our times. Let's pull another card to see if there is more guidance we can glean as these times are pulling us apart, as these times are pulling us away from ourselves, primarily when there is that schizophrenic pull is pulling us away from ourselves and away from each other. So what is the antidote? How can we come back to ourselves and to each other in these times, in these schizophrenic times of pull? And I'm moved to stop on this card. I will pull it out from the top of the deck. Okay, interesting. So here's what comes up is mind. These are intense cards. Here is on the phone, mind. These are such intense cards. So I will do one more because at the moment we're still getting a lot of disturbing images of what's present in us right now. And as Amanda was saying in the comment, it's such a picture of our time. So our mind, so if we're looking at both of these rather disturbing images, our mind is what pulls us to two opposite directions. Our minds are the ones who are bringing us apart internally and apart from one another. So what is the antidote? So let's go to, I often do 3 cards opening because we have a thesis, a thesis, an antithesis, and a synthesis. So there is the right and the left, there is 2 positions, and then there is the synthesis that brings them together. So Yes, Amanda says, yes, we need to join our hearts and mind. Exactly. So I'm gonna invite us all again. I'm gonna hope that you can see it on the Facebook screen of my desktop. I'm gonna invite us again to move inwardly. Can you see it? Yeah, now you can see it on the desktop. So inviting us to open up to the antidote, to open up to what can counter the mind, the schizophrenic pull of our times, what can bring us back into center and back into unity internally and collectively. So I'm going to move the card again some more. And one is moving into my hand very easily. So let's see. I'm going to open it. Experience. Now you can probably see it in both. Experience. Let me put it really close to the phone and close to the desktop. Experiencing. So I would speak at this moment, it speaks to me about experiencing the mind and the schizophrenic pull, not running away from it, not pretending it's not there, not believing that if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist, but experiencing it in the, it's interesting because this is the Zen deck, and one of the Zen practices is experiencing the, taking in with each breath, the sorrow of the world, transforming it, and bringing it out healed and cleansed. So it's interesting that we are experiencing that, we're receiving the experiencing card after the schizophrenia and the mind, which are pulling us apart. And this card is inviting us to experience what is and transform it within. So I'm going to put it down and invite us again to put a hand on our heart and a hand on our womb. And take a few, let's say 3 deep breaths in which we are inhaling the confusion, the chaos, the turbulence of these times, inhaling them, not pretending they're not here, transforming them inside and breathing them out, cleansed and transformed and healed. Let's make this moment an intention of not running away from what is, yet not being fearful of it, but being aware that we have the ability to transform inside ourselves with each breath, the anxiety about it, the fear about it, and to bring ourselves into alignment with something higher, deeper, wider, with the realm of spirit, with every breath that we take. Aho. Inviting us to return to this moment, to gently let our hands come down to our lap or our sides, and opening our eyes to this fresh new moment right now. Thank you for the hearts, Lynn Rose, and the flowers. We'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time. Together we are changing the world. Bye for now.